the facts right. This is WCTI News Channel 12 and 11.
Breaking news tonight, we're learning a fourth employee has died of injuries suffered in Pasquotank prison attack. Jeffrey Howe died today at Centera Norfolk General Hospital. Howe was a maintenance mechanic at Pasquotank Correctional Institution.
Correctional officers Justin Smith and Wendy Shanahan and sewing plant manager Veronica Darden also died of injuries suffered in that October 12th attack. 4 inmates are charged with first-degree murder, and the prison continues to operate now on lockdown.
Governor Roy Cooper released this statement tonight on Howe's death. It reads in part, quote, Jeffrey Howe was a valued member of his community and his workplace, and he will be greatly missed. We send our heartfelt sympathies to his loved ones and wish for them comfort during this difficult time.
I'm meteorologist Donnie Coxon across Eastern Carolina tonight. All dry as we scan the skies. Should be dry tonight, especially tomorrow. We hard to even find clouds out there tomorrow. Temperatures will soar back up into the upper 70s to near 80 in many locations. We're fairly pleasant out there tonight with a 60 at Kinston, 61 at Greenville. Looking about 58 right now in Jacksonville, 57 in Kenansville. Even out on the point of Cape Hatteras, 67 degrees. Tomorrow morning at work time, it looks like those temperatures will slowly rise from breakfast to work time, about 4 or 5 degrees to near 60 by about mid-morning. I'll show you what to expect, though, as we head into the weekend. A few more clouds, maybe a scattered shower. I'll show you where coming up in just a couple minutes.
New tonight at 11, concrete barriers are now in place on bike paths in New York City. I want you to take a look at this video here. Barriers are in place just 2 days after that terror attack that killed 8 people and injured several others a few blocks from the World Trade Center.
Tonight, we hear from the president in an exclusive sit-down interview with Full Measure host Sharyl Attkisson.
When it comes to Islamic extremist terrorism, do you think Americans are safer today than they were a year ago, 2 years ago?
I think we are. I think that we have a much tougher vetting process. I call it extreme vetting. We are very strong with our vetting, but people can slip through. But I say, as strong as we are, we have to get stronger. This person came in through a lottery, and not only came in through a lottery, but you have this whole system where you can bring people with you. Chain migration, it's horrible. It's horrible. Somebody had mentioned he may have brought, and he only had a green card, but 23 people may have come in indirectly or directly through him. Now, I don't want those people in, family members, whoever they may be. I don't want them in here. You saw what he did. And you saw his evilness because they go back to the town or they go back to the area where he grew up, not where he's lived. Even you go back to the country, as I understand it. I mean, this is not the kind of people we want in the United States. So we have to get rid of chain migration.
I feel like ordinary Americans, every time there's another terrorist attack with a similar pathology, they start to feel helpless now that there's been tough talk for years, and yet nothing concrete they can point to that will prevent another one. I think some people are actually adjusting their expectations and thinking this is our new way of life.
I know they are, and a lot of people do that. And frankly, the Democrats have been absolutely terrible on immigration because they want anybody to come in. You know, they obstruct, make it very tough, and they want on immigration and crime. I mean, they want people to just pour in over the borders. That's not going to happen. And we're stopping it. No, we want a merit-based system. I want people to come into our country, but it's got to be a merit-based system. And we can't take that for the norm. What you just said, we cannot just say, oh, well, it's going to happen, let's get used to it. We cannot allow it to happen. And we're getting, I can tell you, the Trump administration is getting tougher and tougher and tougher.
You can catch the full exclusive interview with Sharyl Attkisson, host of Full Measure, Sunday at 6:30 in the morning. The president will talk about terrorism, taxes, and his big overseas trip.
We promised earlier in the day to let you know this, and here it is tonight. Onslow County law enforcement now has released the names and pictures of dozens of people they've arrested in a major drug bust. News Channel 12's Greg Payne gets the very latest developments now. Greg?
It's called Operation November Rain, a joint operation between the Onslow County Sheriff's Department and the Jacksonville Police Department. Officials released the mugshots of many of the people arrested today. According to a Jacksonville Police Department press release, they have arrested more than 30 people in the operation. Officials say all the arrests are people accused of either selling or intending to sell narcotics in Onslow County. The drugs range from marijuana to cocaine to heroin. Officials say Operation November Rain was based on months of investigation.
Obviously, it helps push back the dealing of the drugs in the community. Lets the individuals push them out of business.
And it doesn't just affect the drug trafficking. I mean, it also affects break-ins, robberies, violent crimes. So that is the point of putting these together and getting the drug traffickers off the street.
Now, you can find a link to all the pictures shown and the names of those arrested on our News Channel 12 Facebook page and website. Greg Payne, News Channel 12.
A Jacksonville man is sentenced on child porn charges. A judge sentenced Garrett Young to 15 years in prison, followed by 20 years of supervised release. Young pleaded guilty in July to 1 count of manufacturing child porn. Craven County deputies say he was found naked in the bed with a teen. During a search of Young's computer, the FBI found videos and images of child exploitation. Investigators say Young also admitted to having sex with another teen.
A sixth teen now faces charges in a string of armed robberies in Greenville. We told you about this story earlier in the week. 17-year-old Josiah Jason was taken into custody just after noon today. 5 other teens are charged with 8 counts of robbery with a dangerous weapon and 8 counts of conspiracy to commit robbery. Police say the robberies happened at 5 speedways, an NC motorway, a Sheetz, and Wings over Greenville.
New information tonight. Several streets in Carrboro have reopened following an investigation of a suspicious package. A former UNC Chapel Hill student is in custody. There you hear the detonation. A Durham bomb squad robot and officers in full gear were focused on the suspect's dark red Honda in this parking lot. The bomb squad blasted open the trunk of that vehicle tonight. Police say the area was clear just after 7:30 and no explosive or hazardous device was found. Carrboro police say the investigation is linked to a small explosion on UNC's campus today. We're still working to learn the suspect's identity. State and federal agents are still piecing together this bizarre story.
The search for an escaped inmate in western North Carolina is over tonight. Michael Calloway is back behind bars. He escaped police custody yesterday. During his escape, he assaulted a transportation officer. Calloway then ran into the Biltmore Forest Woods, prompting surrounding schools to go on lockdown.
Time to check your home. A recall alert for a popular fire extinguisher that's made right here in our state. 37 million of them might not work properly when you really need them. The Kidde extinguishers are made at the company's facility in Mebane. The recall involves more than 140 different models made between 1973 and this past September. This also includes previously recalled models from 2009 and 2015. Tonight, firefighters are sending out a warning.
If they decide that you need to replace it, just go ahead and replace it. There's no need to have that added risk, say, no, I'll do it eventually. You'll forget about it and you won't do it.
If you have one of those affected extinguishers, you can report it to Kidde. You'll receive a free replacement within 10 to 15 business days.
The sentencing hearing for Army Sergeant Bo Bergdahl resumes at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. Bergdahl faces up to life in prison. He pleaded guilty to desertion and misbehavior before the enemy for walking off his remote post in Afghanistan. That was in 2009. Prosecutors have recommended that he serve 14 years in prison.
We're learning about the state's first flu-related deaths this season. Health officials say 2 adults died of complications from the flu from mid to late October. One of the deaths occurred in the Piedmont region, the other in the eastern part of our state. To protect the privacy of the families involved, neither person's hometown, county, age, or gender will be released. Flu infections are most common from late fall to early spring in North Carolina. The peak activity usually occurs in January or February.
Not too late to get an inoculation either. Always good. The Down East Holiday Show kicked off tonight at the Greenville Convention Center.
The money raised goes toward Pitt Community College to help with scholarships and educational activities. Chief Meteorologist Donnie Cox was there for Adult Shopping Day.
Spending the day at the Down East Holiday Show, lots going on. We wanted to find out what you were looking for.
Chocolate, ugly chocolate. I have plenty of chocolate. We've got bourbon balls, pecan turtles, lumps of coal for those naughty chocolate lovers.
I tell you what, they have come in waves because she provided some samples that were being passed around. And I mean, we had so many people they wouldn't fit in the booth.
Sure, and it's adult night. That's a plus.
I didn't know about it until yesterday. She called me and she was like, hey, you want to go with this to me? So I said, sure, and here we are.
That's my granddaughter, so we just out, girl night out.
The Down East Holiday Show is going on here in Greenville. We are at the Convention Center. We'll be here all weekend. In fact, you'll be able to come by tomorrow from 10 until 9, 10 until 6 on Saturday, and noon until 5 on Sunday. Plenty to do. In fact, as you take a look down through here, plenty of folks here this evening, and we'll continue to see big crowds as we head through the weekend.
And speaking of the weekend, I will be at the holiday show this Sunday. You can stop by and say hi. I'll be there beginning at 1:30 in the afternoon for the cooking demonstrations. I'll be hanging out with Cutthroat Kitchen chef Christian Brown. He's from Greenville, along with Bob Garner from UNC-TV. We're going to be doing sweet potato dishes. And as you know, Wes, sweet potatoes are very popular and very abundant in North Carolina.
That will hopefully never happen at your house, especially after tonight. We show you how to secure your home for about $1.
And kids headed to the bus stop tomorrow morning. Should be a great day, and we'll even start off with temperatures warmer, near 60 degrees. Could be some patchy fog out there. Be on the alert for the danger of reduced visibility from that, and watch out for the kids at the bus stop on your Friday. I'll show you a weekend forecast coming right up.